好，我们下一场接的2场是特别请到了2位日本来的教授，跟我们分享他们日本的经验。那第一场是赤池胜吾教授Professor Akake 他是高知大学的老师哈。那刚刚这个连宏他有提到，赤池教授在台湾去年是做兼任教授嘛，兼任老师，所以他不仅仅跟高知大学有跟那个高科大有很深的连结，赤池老师跟海洋大学也有很深的连结。我们当初做国际的时候，一开始我就是找赤池老师。赤池老师他同时也是现在台日联盟高知大学的营运会的委员。他今天要跟我们分享的题目是透过国际交流探索地方振兴日本学生的学习成果与个人发展。好，我们接下来就把时间交给Professor Akake, please.
你好，大家。My name is Shingo. 你好。My name is Shingo Akake from Kochi University. Today, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share our experience and our student activities. Also, thank you, the USR Center. Thank you for the Haiyan Dash. So today, I'm talking about exploring the regional revitalization through international student exchange. International means Taiwan and Japan student exchange. And also, directly, I want to share our experience and how the student ability is improving during the student exchange. Sorry, this is not made in Japan. I don't know how to use it. Can you tell me? How can I use this? Oh, the one push, okay. Okay. Let me explain a little bit about the Kochi. The Kochi is Sugo, a little bit far from Tokyo and the Osaka. And the population about 640,000 population. Every year, 1% population is decreasing. So now we are talking about not in like Tokyo or like Osaka. We are talking in the Sugo, it's a small prefectures. And 3 years before, I think now we have a direct flight from Toen to Kochi. So maybe two times a week, and it's really easy to come to Taiwan. Also, it's more便宜 to come to the Taiwan. So this is a population change. Now our population is going very rapidly decreasing in Kochi prefecture. So this is like a Kochi, and what we're talking about the region. Our region is Kochi. So a little bit about my university. The Kochi University, we established in 1949. So last year was the 75 years anniversary. We have 6 faculty and 1 research laboratory. Our student is 5,500. We have the medical school and we have a hospital. So the teaching staff and also the medical staff, we have a lot. So total we have over 700 members in my university. I already mentioned that our Kochi prefecture, the population is less than 700,000. So it means my university is not big university, but we have more than 1% of population in the Kochi prefecture. So the impact is not so small. I think this is one character of like a university related to the region, and also it's really important to think about what we can do in the regions. So maybe 20 years ago, like we start to teaching or thinking about the regional collaboration during 20 years. So we have a faculty of regional collaboration. The Japanese first faculty that's specializing in regional collaboration, collaborate with local peoples or local government, or local companies. So the over 600 hours field work in Kochi prefecture in 3 years. So every week like a teacher taking the student to the field and going around and doing this. And 600 hours the field work in Kochi Prefecture. And also, I already mentioned the Kochi University, Kochi Prefecture, the population is decreasing. But we have a 1% of the population in my university. So we try to supporting the student in finding job in Kochi. It means like after graduate, they can, if they wanted to stay in Kochi, we want to supporting the student in the finding employment in Kochi. So we already certificated over 300 students to finding, to continue to living in Kochi after graduate. So during like 30 years, we are more focused on the region, the Kochi Prefecture, because like a local problem, the regional decline caused by the depopulation and also the aging societies. So in Kochi, the population is decreasing, and also the aging rate is rising. So it has made some like a lot of like a problem in the region. So we try to finding the solution in Kochi Prefecture. But lately, the other hand, the globalization is coming to Kochi. For example, including the foreign workers, especially in the agriculture workers, as from the Vietnam or also the Philippines, Indonesia. So their number is getting increasing, but the population is decreasing. So we have a lot of like foreign workers in Kochi Prefecture. And also, now we are more focused on the tourism industry. The partner is Taiwan. Taiwanese people coming a lot to Kochi. So the tourist industry try to do something to good more relation between Taiwan or Taiwanese tourists. And also we are realizing the multicultural society because we have a lot of the foreigners coming, and also it's including the tourists. So we have somehow to making good relation with like international peoples. So now our university focus on not only local problem. Now we are focused on the global like issues or global relations. So that's why we start to collaborate with international universities. Taiwan we collaborate with the different Johnson, and also Italy is collaborate with like the disaster prevention, and Indonesia is agricultural farmers, the relations. So our education is for not only the region, and now we are more international solution. We try to find some international solution. That's why we are calling global and local. We calling the glocal to try to to make a solution in Kochi and other countries. So today I want to share our experience with the Professor Liu already mentioned that we start the student exchange from 2022. So this is maybe 4 years, 3 years so past. So I want to explain about last year exchange programs. So 2024 August, we have a 12 days workshop. The Kochi University student, the 21 students joined, and the Taiwan from Haiyan Dashi and Kaohsiung Kuji Dashi, the student coming to Kochi, staying 12 days in Kochi Prefecture. So this program is not like a language exchange, but we using English, but this is not like language exchange, the programs. This is different chance and the programs. So we have a 12 days, and also over 1 week we stay in the communities. This is a little bit different in Taiwanese program, I think. And in the half year later, we send our students to Taiwan. So in this year, the February, in Haiyan Dashi, we send 5 students, and we send 10 students to Kaohsiung Kuji Dashi. Also the same, the English. So we stay in the 8 days, the programs, in Haiyan Dashi and the Kaohsiung Kuji Dashi. So our program is exchange program. We are not just sending, or we are not just accepting Taiwanese students. So students can have the experience in Japan and also in Taiwan. So same student going to Taiwan, and we accepting the Taiwanese student. So students have a 1-year programs to the workshop in Kochi and in Taiwan. So our program is a little bit longer and a little bit different from the other Japanese program, I think. So that's why we made the leaflet or pamphlet in English. Pamphlet is okay. Pamphlet for Taiwanese students in Chinese. So maybe you can check the detail from the QR code. So because sometimes like Taiwanese students are not understanding what our university program is. So we stay 1 week in the community, and the Professor Liu, he already mentioned, we have to 做饭, 一起做饭的, and 睡觉, 一起睡觉, and 1 week. So it's so long, and it's Taiwanese student is really tough to stay in the Japanese community for 1 week. So sometimes we have no separated bus. So they have to take together with the students. They don't want to, I know. So we have to telling the student that what kind of program we are. So this is like a Kochi program, Kochi workshop. So we sending our students in Chongshan, Nakayama areas, the one communities. The population is just like about 400 population. The aging rate is over 57%. This is another character of Japanese rural area of the communities is the elderly people. The half of elderly people are living alone. The partners are already passed away or somehow continuing to living in the communities. So this is a little bit different in Taiwanese, I think, in the communities. So what they do during the 1 week or 12 days. So first 2 days, we have an orientation and we introduce themselves in university. And the second day later, we send the student to the communities. This photo is the local governors is teaching the community to the student. And during the 1 week, they have a field work and discussion and local experience in continuing for 1 week. So it's really tough, and especially for Taiwanese students, because our students are used to do this kind of workshop, but maybe Taiwanese students are different environment, different countries, and it's really difficult situation to stay in the Japanese rural areas for 1 week. So after that, we have the presentation for the local peoples. I think this is most important to what we can do for the communities. So we can suggest the improvement of the regional problems, and also we can tell directly what students think about they living in the community for 1 week. So it's really important to telling our experience to the local people directly. And finally, we're going back to the university, and we have a presentation in front of the vice president. Okay, this is like 12 days. We have this kind of programs. So during the 12 days, how Japanese student ability is changing. This is my topic. So the method is, we don't have any method about how to measure the student ability in the different chance and programs. So we're using another program, how to say, indicators. So this time, the 14 Kochi University students, they have the questionnaire before the program and after the programs. So we want to know their ability change. during these 12 days. So we have 5 indicators. So Professor Liu is already mentioned that we have, how to say in English, but it's kind of difficult to explain, but the A is jumping into a new environment, try to do something in new environment. And also B is like exploring to research something. And C is taking action by he or herself, and also working together, collaboration. And E is something to telling their opinion or their idea to share to others. We have these 5 indicators, and each indicator has 5 questions. So we have 0 to 4 scale, so 5 scale to the student checking, totally 25 questions, I think. Yeah, then we checking. So this is a result of the Kochi, the program in Kochi. So it's one of Japanese student character that before the program, their ability or their evaluation is very low. In Taiwanese student, they are very high. I mean, too high. Before the workshop, the Taiwanese student already is full mark, full targets. So we try to use the method to Taiwanese student, but it's the So this time, I just showing Japanese students. This is very interesting for me. The students are really high. They believe in their ability is very high. And also they are not changing after the workshop. So it's happily that after the workshop, every indicator is plus 5 points. So students believing that their ability is improving. So it's really nice, especially in maybe the A is something to do in the new environment, and also good to communicate with others. So, but the limited improvement in something to research or deeply thinking or deeply research is not so. It's already improving, but it's not so high. But the whole our students are believing that after these 12 days, the student ability, or she or herself believing to their ability is improving. So this is what after the workshop there was students think about it. I want to explain about it. So first, our student is like almost like a first or second year grade student, so they cannot speak English well. So the first one is really happy. It's really difficult to tell in English to communicate, but they try to speak or they try to communicate in English. So Taiwanese students are not native students, so they try to listening really hard. So it's very good to try to speak in English or try to communicate with Taiwanese students. And second one, I think this is very important. So Taiwanese student asking our student, what is this, what is this, what is this? So Japanese student doesn't know, but they're living in Kochi, but they don't know about Kochi. So it's really good to realize what is the potential of the rural areas, the regions, or what is the problem in the regions, the communities. So I think this is very important. That's why we accept Taiwanese or international students in Kochi to doing the workshop together. So one really good question from Taiwanese students that I already mentioned that in Nakayama area, this area is over 50% of the elderly people living alone. So Taiwanese students asking why they are living alone, why their son or their daughter are not inviting them. It's a really good question. So I just check in the statistic that Taiwan is 9% of elderly people living alone. In Taiwan, in Japan, it's twice. They're over 20. But in this area, it's over 50%. This is a very good question. So Japanese students cannot answer because they believe that the elder people living alone, it's like a normal things in the communities. So that's why they try to going around to visiting the elderly people. How to say? Simply why you are living alone? And are you happy? Or what are your hobbies? What time you are really happy staying here? They try to understand the region or communities. It's really good. This is why we are doing the international collaboration in Kochi areas. Though this is this February in Hayandashe, it's a Badozu. It's just there. Yeah. So this is very good the workshop. So it's almost the same. Like first day we have the experience, the orientation, and the student stay in the Sushu. My pronunciation is okay. Sushu. Student Sushu. Yeah, Sushu. It's really nice to just going every day. They can go to the Badotsu, and the field work and discussion and the regional experience. So I was really surprised in the field work in Taiwan, and the people speaking Chongwen, Taiyu, Liwen, Inwen. It's a 4 language. I was really surprised. And sometimes like one person, he is over 19 years old. He can speak Japanese, so students can directly talk with the local people. We cannot do this kind of the experience in Japan. So Japanese student telling to Taiwanese student in English to translate it to English. It's very good. So we have 8 days in Badotsu or in Hayandashe. So this is evaluation change. It's same the Japanese student before the program. Its ability is a little bit better than the half year later, half year before. So but 3 points including. So I think this is like just only 14 students, but especially in the collaboration with Taiwanese students, it's really improving. So this is like a 1-year program. So in Japan and in Taiwan, the student ability is improving, I hope. And also student, during 1 year, the student have, how to say, they believe that they can do something before the 1 year before. So now they try to speak in English and they try to do something to go into the field. So improvement in Taiwan, the coaches, both is improving. This is very important, I think. So pass. So second one is it's my personal experience, or I'm in charge of the international exchange for the 3 or 4 years. So this is the perspective of Taiwanese students, what Taiwanese students think about the different chances. This is really important, I think. The student try to more focus on the improve or solution for some personal problem, I think. Like these pictures, maybe this is student like me, I think. Like some student try to do, try to find solutions, like a more sensory experience. If they eating something good food, so they draw the art, or to giving the local people to using that kind of the idea to the internet or SNS. But on the other hand, Taiwanese students are not too much thinking about the residents, the local people life, how they living in the Badotsu, or also the community tied. They are not so interesting about it. In Japanese students, they're always thinking about the social program. That's why Japanese students are really difficult faced in the field. Taiwanese students are always smiling in the field, but in in Japan, Japanese students, they are too much thinking about the social issues. So considering, and also they are more thinking about voting system for the organization or communities, also the development of public services. So that's why our program is more based on the community learning. So our students are more focused on social issues, or depopulation or aging rate is rising. But on the other hand, nothing to giving the community to like a visualize the solution. They cannot do anything. They can explain about the situation, but it's not giving the solution. I think we need to understand the student perspective is different, I think. This is very important to exchange the student to the Taiwan and Japan, the different chance in the program. So the conclusion is understanding the character of the regional revitalizing education in Taiwan, Japan. So we're doing same different chance in the program, but in Taiwan and Japan, I think it's different. So we should understand the differences. I mean, like, not which one is good or bad, or worse or better. I think we should more understand, or especially the teacher need to understand the differences of the Taiwanese program and Japanese program, I think. The second one, we need to finding some method to the student ability change. I just showing this, the figure is just student self ability change. So we need to, or we can collaborate research with the Taiwan, Japan, how student ability is changing or improving. So finally, I'm thinking that we believe in that building a trust, making trust with the community is most important to continuing different chance in the program, I think, or USR, I think. So during the student exchange, how we can make in the trust with local community, with university, we need to think more about the trust things. And finally, the evaluation for the social impact. That we accepting Taiwanese students. This year, we accepting 20 students from Taiwan. It's so a lot. It's Haiyan Dashi and Kaohsiung Kuji Dashi and other 3 universities coming to Kochi. So we accepting Taiwanese students, or community accepting like a Kochi University student. So what we can do for the communities, or how we can change the communities. So we need to evaluate the social impact, not only the student ability change. So I want to continue to accepting or sending our students to this international exchange. So we try to find this kind of method, and also we want to building a good trust between Taiwan and Japan, also university with community. So we have finally, I have a TJ Alliance newsletter, so you can check. I cannot explain everything, so you can check the ability change and our student exchange. So thank you very much. 谢谢。